Welcome to the Mind Games podcast. Today, we are joined by an OG in the NRL content space. We tell yarns, learn more about his story and goals for the future. Dan Nilsson. Enjoy. Alrighty, Dan Nilsson, mate. Welcome to the Mind Games podcast. How are you?
Mate, I'm shocked that you've got me on here. I don't know what you want to know about me or hear about me. My life's pretty mundane and pretty boring, but you've asked and I've delivered.
Mate, you have.
My presence is my presence.
Well, you have, mate. As we were just talking about off camera, very grateful for you jumping aboard and agreeing to sort of come have a yarn because we actually met a month or two ago at the Nikita Zoo fight.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a yarn, and then out of sort of nowhere, he sent me a message telling me to sort of keep going and a bit of encouragement, and that was pretty out of the blue and pretty stoked with that and gave me a little bit of motivation. So straight away I was like, please jump on. And I know it took a big fee to get you here, but
You're making it sound out like I'm some guru trying to give you advice. I'm like, mate, I'm absolutely nothing. I saw the videos coming out. I think there was one with Portia, the golfer.
Yeah.
I met her a couple of months, or last year at one of the golf event. And
you play a bit?
Mate, I'm shocking.
Okay.
And that's a story for later on. But yeah, no, so like I was like, I collaborate, and I was like, oh yeah, sweet. But then you're with Hectic Fred, which is Hectic's absolute legend, as we all know. But I didn't know.
Supports a shit club, but.
Yeah, Bulldogs is probably the team I hate the most. I hate a lot of people and hold a lot of clubs. I hate the Bulldogs, mate. And at the moment, like Winston Neville, Hectic Fred, like all those lads. It's so good to see their whole club just turn on Serraldo. And like I feel bad for Serraldo. I feel bad for the players and that, but like it's just so good. Just, how the bandwagon they've been on the last years. Now they're just turning. It
cracks me up
great.
Too because like I'm in a couple of group chats with like Hectic Fred and stuff, and you see like they lose a couple of games and it's the end of the world. It's this person's the cancer. This person's got to go. They need to put Burton at centre. They need to do this. Connor Tracy's got to go. This, that, the other.
Yeah.
They win a game. They're all buying grand final tickets.
But, mate,
win a game in Origin time when the Storm don't have half their team.
Our group chat, every time the Bulldogs are about to lose the game, we go to the Bulldogs Instagram, just keep on refreshing, get the posts, and it's usually like, the captions each week get smaller and smaller, and it's just like, full time here at Campbelltown Park or full time here at McDonald Jones Stadium, then it gets FT and it's just blank. And you get over the comments, you're refreshing that, and it's just like it's absolute gold.
The best one was Reed Marnie shared the full time post when they beat him.
That's good from Reed because he's a little shit, but I respect the shit out of that.
That's so good.
Yeah. And he played his best game of footy the other day, Reed, actually.
He's going all right up there.
But yeah, I didn't when I messaged, I didn't realise that was you from the boxing.
Yeah.
And then I felt like more of like a wanker because I'm like, again, I'm nobody. Massive imposter syndrome. Like even just getting asked to come on this. I'm just
cool. I want to get into that.
And I'm just like, I was just sending a message. I was like, oh, he's just sick. Like it's good, bro. And I also like networking and just talking to people. And it wasn't like me trying to get onto the podcast or anything like that. It was just being like, I just message people because it makes you feel better and it's good.
It was a big learning thing for me too. Like that little bit of, because I'd obviously seen your content and stuff, and then I'm meeting you the other night, and I knew that like. It was only very brief, mind you. It wasn't actually like he was rude or anything.
Well, we were trying to talk, but Hectic Fred wouldn't shut up.
Yeah,
so he's
standard.
Just like...
He was telling him about who their fullback should be.
That was good.
No, it was a good lesson for me in terms of like I've actually starting to do that now, send similar messages because it was a great little bit of motivation, and it was cool to sort of know you're reaching other parts and different thing too.
A lot of people won't reply to you, and that's fine. But like, if every now and then you'll reach out to someone and they'll reply back to you, and you don't know who they know or who's watching who or what contacts they've got, and not like you got to go and spam everyone's messages like the Cast Patrol, Nick JG, Agent G. You know the Cast Patrol voice? No, they're legends. Like, that was just a joke. But they used to comment on everything, and one of the boys nicknamed the Comet Patrol, so the Cast Patrol. But they're doing galactic things now. They're killing it. They're three great young blokes. So, it's networking. It's a beautiful thing.
It is, mate. It is. Let's talk about the Knights,
mate.
Your team.
Better than last year.
Mate, you're flying.
Yeah.
Flying.
It's good to see this year. Dylan Brown, Kalen Ponga injuries early on, then you had Dylan Lucas, Bradman Best, Tyson Frizzell. Trey Mooney injuries. So there's 6 of your starting 13
Probably
out.
6 best players.
Yeah, but then and Fletcher Sharp as well. He
Yeah.
got injured.
He's
but
on
then
one
we
leg.
still managed to win 2 out of 4 games in that month without Dylan Brown. And then Dylan Brown comes back in. Kalen Ponga comes back in, who is just an absolute freak. Like
They both are.
And you look at the results. You're like, righto, we're what, a couple of weeks shy of halfway through the year, and we're sitting in 5th spot, with a couple of buys in hand. Mate, it's looking good.
It is. And that's what, we were just talking about this as well, the audience know this, how big of a Dylan Brown fan I am, and how from the get-go, as soon as he signed that deal, everyone's going, he's overpaid. Like, whether he is or he isn't, 1, the Knights had to make a splash. 2, to keep KP and to compete. 2, for example, I know he has some ratchet clauses, but it only goes to 1.4. In 10 years' time, the salary cap's going to be 20 million, and Isaiah Katola's going to be on 2 million. He's going to be underpaid.
If this TV bargaining deal goes ahead of what I've been reading, if Amazon Prime are going to get their hands on a Thursday night game or a Sunday afternoon game, and then this 9 Now and KO get the rest. The money I'm hearing, the salary cap's going to be increasing, and there's going to be caps on how much they're allowed to go up by. Even in 3 or 4 years' time, 1.3, 1.4, whatever he goes to. It's just, every half. Okay, well, you look at who the Dragons just signed. They just signed Metcalf.
Yeah, Metcalf, yeah.
$1 million, allegedly. Nothing against Metcalf, but he's played 40 NRL games. Is he proven, unproven? He's a good player, but he's had some injuries. And you're willing to pay $1 million for Luke Metcalf, but the Knights are losers or idiots or ludicrous for signing Dylan Brown, who's the international Kiwi. He's 5'8".
You know what I'll say? I reckon paying 1.3 for Dylan Brown is a better contract than paying 700 for Jackson Hastings. It's 600 more, and it's a more club friendly contract.
100%.
And also, defense is 50% of the game. Dylan Brown's the best defensive half in the comp.
Yeah, 100% he is. And
I got teed off on the comments. Facebook comments are so funny.
The comments.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, mate. If one thing I've learned over the years, the comments can be, if you're not used to copying a bit of backlash, it can be a quite dangerous place.
Yeah,
I remember the first time I got hate comment on TikTok. I don't really post on TikTok.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll just say the story anyway, going off topic. But I posted this video, and I used to call the Warriors, they call them the Wars.
Yeah.
I used to call them the Wars because they're just crybabies, the fans, if they get beat. And I didn't mean that if it's an offensive thing to their culture or anything. I think the Wars is just short for the Warriors. I don't know if it means anything in the language or anything.
I'm pretty sure Jackson Thomas, your mate, started it.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. And I'm just calling the Wars, the cry, and they're all coming for me. And I think it was some 10-year-old kid. He's coming on, and he's just he's like, the guy with the receding hairline's got no idea. And I'm like, where's the cameras? I'm not receding, am I? That's a good lock of hair. And I'm going,
fine.
I'm looking in the mirror, I go, I'm receding. For 6 months, bro, I swear to God, I was looking in the mirror, I'm going, I'm ringing my brother up, mate. I'm going to go to Turkey. I've got to book something in because I can't, I'm receding. He's like, what are you talking about? So, mate, this kid on TikTok said I'm receding. And he goes, mate, go and have a look at yourself in the mirror properly. He goes, you're not receding, you're sweet. And then I go to the pub with me mates that night. I look at 8 of me, 10 mates.
All got no hair.
They're all wearing hats, and I'm like, I'm the only one not wearing a hat. There's my answer. So,
absolutely. I love it. That's so good. Shout out the comments.
Yeah.
Obviously, we just established you're a massive Newcastle fan.
Yes.
We're 2 days fresh off our State of Origin 1.
I know.
Your best player, probably I'm assuming favourite player, is a legend in his own right, and I love Caleb Ponga as well. Sent off. What was your verdict?
As a Newcastle Knights fan and diehard fan and someone that loves Caleb Ponga but cannot stand when he's wearing a Queensland jersey.
That was the best case scenario.
That was the best case scenario. How could you script that any better? Honestly. So you he's played unreal in that first 60 minutes. He was the best player on the field.
Oh, yeah.
In that first, 57 minutes.
Absolutely.
He was the best player on the field. 20-0, come back. Then him to do that, then him to get sent off. We come back and win, but then to not get suspended. For the Knights fans, we're foaming at the mouth going, how do you script this any better? You can't.
It's the best.
It's so good. It was, honestly, do I think it was a send-off? Everyone has their opinions on it. It's not like I think it was a send-off or not. 10 minutes in the bin. But I hate the send-off rule. Even I know if someone gets injured, it's unfortunate. And we saw with Suoliti against Reece Walsh, send off for the incident. But I don't like that send off rule because you're just rubbing the best players out of the game. And I'm not saying that gives a free for all for players to go out and start clothes hanging people, but the repercussions of that should be a longer suspension, in my opinion. So Kalen Ponga shouldn't have been sent off. 10 minutes max, but then he should have got a week or two, right?
So that's why apparently he didn't get a week or two. So if he only got 10 in the bin, he probably would have got a couple of weeks. But because he got sent, apparently that's a bigger.
But Origin, they've just changed the rules this year or last year. So up to grade 2s, you're only going to get fines instead of Origin and representative games. That way, it allows players to go back to play for their club, and the clubs aren't at sacrifice for that.
Yeah.
So that's why it was a grade 2. But could have it been a grade 3? Possibly. But in AFL, I believe they can't get sent off. Barry Hall's king hitting people left, right, and centre, which I don't condone that. Barry's Barry for a reason. Everyone remembers him for that. He was a good player, but he used to king hit people and whatever. But he wouldn't get sent off. And I'm like, I just don't like when players get sent off because it changed. And the whole talking point is, Queensland this, we would have won if that. But it's but you didn't win. That's the thing. But that's the rules. There's a send off. But
Can I ask you a question though? If Victor Radley did that, it would have been there wouldn't have been any debate. It would have just been if Latrell did that. It's see you later, and you're getting 8 weeks.
If Latrell did it,
or Victor.
If Latrell did it, World War III would have officially started.
So that's my thing is he won. He hit him on the button. 2, I think it probably I heard someone talk about this the other day. Kalen, and mind you, talking as an absolute layman, I understand Kalen's a better footy player than me. Shock horror, but he
just I haven't seen you and him in the field at the same time playing, so you could be. We know.
We look heaps alike too.
Yeah.
But if you watch it, he's coming across on the right hand side of the field, and it's a left shoulder charge. Yeah. Apparently, there's quite a fair bit of evidence where he doesn't like tackling with his right shoulder.
He's coming reckless. He's coming recklessly. Yeah. That's what I mean. He should. In my opinion, should he be playing this weekend? No, he shouldn't be playing this weekend. Am I complaining? Absolutely not. But he shouldn't be playing. So to get sent off, I was a bit ooh. Because I just know the repercussions of that. Everyone's going to complain. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But end of the day, he's done it. We've gone, they do you train. When I used to play footy, we used to train for those scenarios. If you've got 12 men or 11 men on the field, they would have trained for that.
Absolutely.
They still leaked that many points. Yes, you had one less, but you still managed to leak that many in wet weather footy. So, we still played shockingly, but we still won the game. Now we go to Melbourne, they're going to win 2 in a row, which we know Queensland are going to be firing back. But it'd be interesting to see. It just adds to the spectacle of how good Origin is.
100%. Yeah, and the spectacle of also everyone's kind of saying Queensland wouldn't change their team. New South Wales, they're calling for 8 changes.
I know.
What's your take on that?
Oh, look, what do you expect for New South Wales? But we got too many people to choose from, and we just.
What was your take on the team initially?
Payne Haas being out stings. I think picking Adam Fanua-Blake was the right call, but now after his form this year into the game he played the other night, I don't think he would be picked again. I definitely thought J-Seth, and this is not even Knight's bias, I actually thought J-Seth deserved a spot.
Totally agree.
I think he...
we're the minority big time, though.
People forget that he was the Danny Badiris medalist last year, which is the Dally M equivalent for the Newcastle Knights Player of the Year. So he was Player of the Year last year. A lot of people were going, how did he get it? Dane Gagai deserved it, which, Dane Gagai probably did deserve it. But J-Seth played good last year, but he's even having a better 2026.
Agree.
And for him not to get on the field, I thought was a bit... How you doing?
He's a great man, J-Saf too. Big fan of the podcast. He's always watching.
They're both the brothers. They're legends. Yeah, they're both legends. But I thought, I don't know. It's a hard one. A Tony,
I like that one. I understand he won us the game. There's no way, shape, or form should James Tedesco have been in that team.
You don't reckon?
No, and if he didn't make that catch, there's no way he's playing game 2. Yeah. That was one of the worst games of his career. Yeah, respectfully. And also,
I've always liked Teddy.
Critter's so busted.
Yeah, I know.
That was probably the worst game of his career.
I think, if Latrell was fit, if Turbo was fit, that one of them goes straight into left edge. Critter was on the left.
Yeah.
So if Latrell is right, he comes straight back on the side, and I think Critter does go. His shoulders are no good. Like, he's injured. He's playing hurt. He's struggling at the Bulldogs, and unfortunately, he on his day, one of the best players in the competition.
Totally great. Mate, he's a Panther. I love him.
But even like you got Bradman Best, who's injured as well. So you got Bradman Best, Turbo, Latrell, 3 players that probably would have been picked first.
True.
So if one of them can come back, maybe like we change there. I think Payne Haas will come in for Fanua Blake. You move Isaiah Yeo to front row with Payne Haas.
Yep.
And then you start Cam Murray.
Agree.
Cam Murray can play 80 minutes there.
100%. He's so good.
Yeah.
How good was Victor Radley?
Mate, he
he
shocked me.
I was a minority here. Everyone was spraying him, and I'm going, no way. Nothing gets me more excited. This is the scenario I kept giving everyone. 30 minutes into the game, it's 6-all. I understand it wasn't. It's 6-all. The game's in the balance. It's an arm wrestle. Yeah. And then the camera goes to the sideline, and Victor Radley's walking up the sideline with foam coming out of his mouth. That's Origin.
It was the loudest cheer of the night.
That's Origin.
Yeah, it was the loudest cheer of the night, and like no one probably deserves a spot more than Victor.
He was almost man of the match.
Yeah. I've always liked Victor. I've hate the Roosters, but I like Victor. Yeah, back to Teddy. I didn't hate him being picked. I like Dylan Edwards. I just think
Dylan gets out of the way.
Yeah, Teddy hogs. He holds the ball a lot. And
he's in the road around the ruck. Yeah. And I didn't like the Robson selection. I think there's 5 better hookers than him.
Yeah, where do you go there? But
well, Brayley was outstanding for starters. Yeah. But to start a game, obviously biased. But Tommy Starling probably is there. I think Wade Egan's better than all.
Yeah, you got Wade Egan
all
there.
of them. I reckon Appy's still the best hooker.
Besides Harry Grant. The thing, with Wade Egan, Blake Brayley, Robson, say those 3 or 4 hookers. Like Coruscant's a bit older. He offers a little bit different. But those 3 hookers, Blake's good runner out of dummy half, but he's got good service as well. That probably gives him a little bit of an edge on Robson. Robson's usually just, pick up pass.
Yeah. Well, I think
it doesn't offer much else. But again, don't take advice from a front rower who never played any skillful position. So I don't know. Do they pick the same thing? I always hate when people criticise the sides because I'm like, again, they're selectors. They've played the game. They know what they want.
Yeah.
We
don't know better than Laurie Day, let's be honest.
And he's copping crap, and I feel Loz is the man.
He's New South Wales best ever Origin player. He has the best Origin career of anyone who's ever played for New South Wales.
I love Loz. Yeah. Anyway, it's another
What
story.
about probably our 2 best players on the field, our halves? Are you changing that for game 2?
That's a tough one because obviously
good was
Cleary, Strange was Which I was I really was disappointed when Moses got picked. I didn't so when he got injured, sorry. And then Strange come in and I was just like
when he got picked.
Yeah, no. I like Moses. Kicking game, unreal. And I was like, you got Moses and Cleary, 2 of the best kickers in the competition. Best. This is going to be great. But then, is it one of those scenarios where, unlucky Moses, you got injured? Sorry, mate.
I think it needs to be. Strange is built for Origin. His physicality.
He's our Munster. He's our states. We've been crying out for a Cameron Munster or a someone like that for years, and he's our. You know what I mean? He's the one we've been crying out for
100%.
So long.
And just the combination of him next to Hudson Young as well. I was bashing
Huddy Young was great. Can't fault that. Cam Murray when he was fantastic.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, maybe a couple more of those. Yeah, Cam Murray operators. Just get a bit more. That's the game they're playing. Again, nobody's going to listen to what I'm saying anyway. But it's just we were shocking that first half.
Yeah.
And I maybe a couple more fast, nimble forwards. I think Jasaf, if he got on, would have given a bit more of that. Hit the line, quick play the ball, get up.
Yeah, I felt like Barnett didn't do anything wrong, but I just felt like he's a bit underdone.
He's played 20 games in 2 years.
Yeah, he's got no
less than 20 games.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, we mentioned your footy career.
Yes.
Let's talk about your story.
Yes.
So from proud Novocastrian.
Proud Novocastrian.
Tell me about that.
First game, I would have been 4 or 5. Fielding for my brothers under 7 side in the gala day. Played in board shorts and joggers. That's what mum and dad said. And apparently they kicked off to me, and I just didn't know what to do because I'm 4 years old. The ball just bounced past me and rolled dead. And apparently the referee and that had no idea what to do because it's junior ref,
Yeah.
and the ball goes dead in like an under sevens gala day. Like, what do you do? And they're all like stopped for 2 minutes, going like, "What's the rule in here?" So I played for my junior club, the South Newcastle Lions. Started with them from under sevens officially. Went through to them to like under 13s. Went to a side Katara Bears for a couple of years, and just because the school I went to, a couple of mates were there. Kind of made like a rep camp and under 12s, but like I was never good. I was I was just a big body, didn't really like training or anything like that.
Yeah,
so I went and played second division, like if you have divisions where they used to as a kid, till I was about 17. And then I actually got picked in my first rep team at 17 playing second division at Katara. And then I was like, I was like, I'll go back to play for South because it's, you can come into grade.
Yeah.
And the coach is like, we advise you go back play in the higher grade, go back. And I was like, yeah, all right, sweet. So got picked in the under 18s, Newcastle.
Like the countryside.
Yeah, the countrysides, right? So you have SG ball and you had the country. So
is it Laurie Daly Cup or whatever it's called?
Yeah, something like that. Well, back then it was just called the Country Championships.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And got picked in that. And it was my first ever rep side. Did the preseason, trained really well. Then we had a trial game against, I think it was 20s Knights, and I played pretty ordinary. I don't know. Yeah, I was just didn't really do anything. And then the next week, called me up. He's like, "Hey, Dan, mate, just go back to your club. Like, thanks to your service, we don't really need you." It was my first rep. I knew, I expected it. But then that year, so this is in year 12, and then I'm not sure. Did you go to a public school or?
Yeah.
So you got like CHS and stuff. So with the Newcastle Central Coast, we got Hunter, the Hunter side. So you trial for that for school, and I got picked in the Hunter side, and I was like, I wasn't expecting that, and I was like, blah blah blah. What was the coach's name? I forget the coach's name, but he come up, pulled me aside after it. He was just like, "Mate, he's like, I haven't really seen you in the system or anything before." But he taught at Hunter Sports High.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, "Oh, mate, I've been playing at guitar the last few years. I'm back at Souths this year, blah, blah, blah." Like,
was it, I'm going to butcher his name. I can't remember it. Because my old man coached a bit at Newcastle in the systems.
I forget his name.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, I think he worked for some, like, player agency company, right?
Yeah, okay.
And he's just like, "Oh, mate, we'd love to have a chat with you." And I was like, "Oh, sweet." So we went up to Belgian, north to play the Northern Division side against the Hunter region, and then they picked the Northern New South Wales side from that. And I went up there for the camp, and I haven't been on the rep camp before. Got Sione Mataudia, he's in there. Josh King from Melbourne.
Yeah.
Then who else is in the side? Bryce Donovan, he's been playing Q Cup. A couple of good players, and then the north side had like Brian Kelly, who playing at Parramatta now. I think.
Yeah, he's a Para. Yeah.
Anyway, I was like, I wasn't expecting anything, and then they're reading the side after the game, reading the side out. Getting through the side, I'm like, I'm ready to get on the bus and go home. I think Mum and Dad were there actually, so I was going to go home with them. And then they're like, number 15, Dan Nilsson. And like the boys, because I play with from the local comp, they're clapping, going, "Yeah," because like I've never really wasn't expecting it, and I was like, "What the hell? We're gonna be awesome!" And you're going into the CHS tournament with Sydney Red, Sydney Gold, Northern, Southern, Western. I'm like, this is awesome. And then like I actually got a memory on my phone a couple of months ago, and I screenshot. I've got it here. Let me show you some of the names on the list. I was like, this is the thing. I was a very ordinary player, but like for me to get picked in this, I was like, this is like awesome. I'm like, I feel like a bloody superstar here. And some of the names, I can read them out. Where's the screenshot? Here we go. So you look, that's the 6 sides. I think the first one's Northern, so I'm in number 15. Then you go read Sydney Red.
Momorowski, Tom Travojevic, Nico Hines, Jacob Little, Adam Fanua-Blake, Luciano Leilua.
You know what I mean? So he's Dan Nilsson from his for 4 years playing second division. And he's getting picked on the rep side, and I'm lined up against Adam Fanua-Blake, Tom Travojevic, and Nico Hines on one side. I have no idea who they are, but all the boys are talking about how good these superstars are, and I'm just like there in me fifth. I'm just happy to get a Guernsey going, getting all these like rep clothes and rep shirts and stuff. I'm like I'm the man here, like walking around going, this is like how good's this? This is sort of life. And the boys are laughing, going, "Mate, we give away our training gear away to our cousins and friends and that because we got too much of it."
You're still wearing it to the gym.
I've still got it now. I'm like, this is fucking awesome because every time someone's like, waiting for an opportunity for someone to ask me. Now I'm on a podcast and so, "What's the highest thing you've played?" I'm like, well, there you go. Like,
love it.
Even who else is in some of these sides?
Yeah, it was like Bevan French and a few others I saw. That year as well, Turbo. Have you watched Turbo's ever seen on YouTube his 20s highlights?
Yeah. Mate,
It's like an immortal playing against under
insane.
16s.
It was insane. They're like, see, even the Southern side, Jackson Hastings, Adam Clune, he played.
Yeah.
Mate,
Stacked.
And I'm just there going, how good's this? And then after that, I'll leave and then.
Did you play against Sydney Red?
Yeah, that's
How'd
what I
you
mean.
go against AFB?
Oh, they pumped us like 30. It was the first time.
Did you run at him?
Oh mate, I tried my best. I took a hit up. I think for the ball, I was still in awe, just getting picked in, and I'm wearing the jersey and going, I'm the man. This is sick. Like life doesn't get better than this. Like I'm finally a rep player. I'm like, which means absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
but at the time, I'm like, this is how good's this? I think we think you only play three of the teams. I think we drew with Western. Southern beat us because Jackson Hastings just kicked the ball and just put it on. Had it on a string. He was unreal. And then we versed Sydney Red in the last game on the second day, and it was the first time where I've packed in the scrum and someone's pushed.
Yeah, okay.
Because I just never I'm
Never
playing like just
Division
local
2.
footy, and I'm like, we get in the scrum, and they said this word, and I'm just going like, I must have been up against Adam Fanua Blake going, hey, how good's this? How good's the training gear? Like, what colour's your rep jumper and stuff? Like, what he's doing? And then they said this word. I'm like, I don't know. Again, happy to be here. They start pushing. The ball goes in the scrum. They pushing us back. I've landed up on my back like this. Probably do the same then. I'm like, what is this? I didn't know you could push in the scrum. So I'm just learning all these little niche things about the game of rugby league. But yeah, that was probably as high as I got. And then got picked, trialled with got a manager, trialled with a few NRL clubs, Bulldogs, Tigers, Roosters. And this shows how bad I was, and none of them wanted me. I think it was an opportunity to go to Melbourne at one stage, to do 20s. But I tried with the Knights as well, and the Knights offered me a pre-season with like the fringe. It was like the fringe 20s.
Yeah.
So there was a couple of us who never got picked in the actual NYC squad to go train with New South Wales Cup. Rick Stone was the coach.
Yeah.
I think it was an opportunity to go somewhere else, my manager said, but I was just started my chippy apprenticeship the following year after year 12. So Dad was like, mate, you're not a good trainer. Like, you're not taking it. Like, you go to Newcastle and start your apprenticeship because you had to be working or studying at the time.
Yeah.
So I'll sign with Newcastle for the pre-season. And then...
What year was this?
2013.
Was Dylan Harton there?
Where's he from?
Central Coast. He played for the Gold Coast Titans.
Mate, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Tall fella? Tall?
Nah, probably a bit taller than me.
Maybe 2013 going in,
He's
and
one
then
of my good mates.
2014
He'll be
was
listening.
it was 2014 was like the preseason. So 2013 going into 2014.
Yeah, okay.
And then after preseason, we had a couple of trials. Yeah, I was weights. I wasn't a good trainer. So in the weights room for the first time, I couldn't even bench press 60 kilos for 8 reps or 10 reps. And I remember I remember the Knights strength coach at the time. I'm trying to bench press, couldn't do it, and he's just like, You got a game this weekend and you can't even bench press that and you're playing front row. Fucking disgraceful, mate. How, in front of everybody, and this is with New South Wales Cup, and everyone's looking at me like I'm bench pressing with all the wingers and stuff, and all the front rowers have got like 130, 140 on the bench, and I'm just bench pressing 60 kilos. Couldn't even get 60 kilos. I think I had the bar at 2 10s and 2 5s. It was like 15 either side. So what's that, 50 kilos?
Yeah.
He's like, mate, I want 20 kilo plates on there. I couldn't do it. And then after pre-season, Rick Stone just come up to me. Chris Randall was there as well.
Yeah. He's one of Dylan's good mates.
Yeah, Reece Clackety. He has not playing anymore. There's a few of us, and they end up going, we think you should go back to your clubs. And then back to South Newcastle. That's when I started playing grade and debuted first grade. And that was awesome. So
nice.
Yeah, I know it was a long-winded story of me career.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to say my footy career for ages. I don't think people realise I actually used to play. But again, I was that ordinary and the laziest trainer. But I'm like, I got picked in that. I'm like, I'm the man.
There you go, claim to fame. I love it. You mentioned working during that time as well. So you did a chippy apprenticeship.
Yes, I was a chippy by trade.
Okay.
So
and then what? Because you're a firefighter now.
Yeah, you're firing now.
So what? How did it talk me through that process?
Well, you had to be working or studying to do 20s or the.
Did you want to be a chippy, or you just did it?
I just did it because Mum and Dad pushed me to do it.
Yeah, okay.
Like Dad, like I come from a family where they're like, get a qualification behind you, and then you can do whatever you want. Which I think was a fantastic thing for me. Like, very grateful for it. Though, like, always, like, when you say, oh, what's your regret? I'm like, I don't have any regrets. I'm like, I wish I was a better trainer, like me training now. I wish I had more mentality now than what I did when I was coming through, like, 17, 18. Because I would have liked to see how far I could have actually made it. Because I look back and go, I've had these opportunities to trial and play for these clubs. And I joke about saying, I was ordinary. But I'm like, I wonder how, like, if I could have made something out of it. And I did my apprenticeship because I was like, I've got to do something. I wasn't going to uni. Loved school. Very grateful for my years at school. Loved my teachers, loved my mates, and even people that I don't even speak to from school now. Like I wish if I saw them in the street, I can say how much they meant to me at the time because I love school. I had the best time, especially playing footy and then just whatever. But I'm like, I wish I could have given it a bit more of a crack. But again, like I got my apprenticeship. I'm in my dream career now, and I did I think the day I finished my apprenticeship. I did like 12 more months as a tradie, subcontracted, and I went, stuff this, I'm quitting. I'm going to go do something else.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then it's when I started working in radio with Southern Cross the Stereo, like Triple M and Today FM up in Newcastle at the Hit Network. So just working on like the street teams, like the promotion teams, people handing out the chalky milks. Yeah. That's how it started. And then, a couple of other things. And that's when I started what I'm doing now with the content. Yeah. That's kind of how it started. I was working at the radio and I was like, if I don't get into the Fireys, I'll try and do the breakfast radio career, go out to like one of the country towns and do breakfast radio there. At the time, it was just before COVID, so they scrapped all those brekkie shows, big budget cuts. I'm like, well, I can't do that now. It's like, I'm going to get in the Fireys. And now I was able to do this on the side. Yeah,
okay. So talk me through how the content career started.
Yep.
And then how it evolved.
Yeah, so obviously working at the radio, and then I always talked about doing it. I was like, I want to do a podcast, and this podcast weren't even that big in 2019. This is 2019, and then the brekkie radio, Nick Gill, his name was. He was on the breakfast radio at the time. He's like, just do it. He's like, do it. Start a page, just do it. And I was like, oh yeah, I will. Yeah. I think the next week, like I did. And then
were you just using their stuff or whatever?
No, it was just like I just bought a Yeti microphone. I think it was a Yeti, Blue Yeti microphone. No, is it Blue Yeti? It was like this random thick microphone. You plug it into your computer, and like I just started like doing episodes with. And then COVID happened. And
what was it? What was the podcast about?
I had no idea at the time. I just want to do a podcast. I was like, I just wanted to.
So you just got on there and talk shit by yourself?
I did a couple of solo apps on this staticky microphone plugged into my MacBook, and then I started messaging footy players. I'd message 100 footy players, going, "Hey, I'm Dan. But the way I message them, my messages were that structured at the time. It would have sounded like I had the best rated podcast in Australia. And this is before ChatGPT or Grok. Was it Grok, the new one everyone's using? I don't know. I'm sending out these mad messages, and people are like, I'm like, if I get one reply, how good's that?
Yeah.
Then I got like Aiden Guerra.
Oh, yeah.
Jaden Brayley. Isaac Heaney from the Swans.
Did you?
And I'm like, and I'm just talking on Zoom. I'm recording these on Zoom and uploading these. And then I got started to get like Mark Hunt, the UFC fighter, just as he was going through the things with Dana White and the UFC. Yeah. And everyone's like, all these like random guests and stuff like that. It's just so random. I'm like, what is even your podcast about? I was like, I don't know. I'm just doing it. I just want a podcast. I just want to do content. Like I like it. They're like, and I stopped after 15 episodes. Just had a bit of a break. And I was just like, yeah, it's cool. Like everyone's coming up to me, oh, you got a podcast and that. And maybe I thought I was like killing it again. I got a podcast and that. But I honestly had no idea what it was about, where was it going. And then
were the views any good?
Yeah, some of them went pretty well. Yeah. Like at the time, maybe like 1,000 an episode or something like that.
That's great.
With like YouTube and stuff as well. Some of them were maybe like 300, like some of the ones that were a bit low key. And then I was like, and I wasn't even like, I'd post on Instagram, episode up now, but I wouldn't, it was reels and stuff weren't really a thing. I wasn't recording on a phone or anything. Yeah. And it got to about, I was like, I'm going to bring up season 2 and call it season 2. And it's going to be a week-to-week podcast. And one of my mates who I was playing footy with, Campbell Scott, he joined me. And then, he brought his unique audience. He's from Bathurst, one of 4 boys, champion fella, real funny, just country, typical Bathurst dude who's moved to Newey, doing uni there. He's a lunatic. Like, but like real funny guy. And we had real good chemistry. So we're doing that kind of like week to week, but with this microphone, same microphone plugged into my computer. Like it would be like me and you sitting this far apart, plugged in the thing, and I'd have to like increase the volume on is it iMusic? What's the iMusic? Not iMusic. One of the iMovie. And I'll just increase the volume to 400%, and it was that staticky. It's shocking. Like, so I listen back to it now, but the content was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then started doing that, and then I upgraded, got like the road set up. And then we did it for like another 2 years. And then he started having a family. He just couldn't work out like a time thing. And, he had ideas. He was a very creative guy, but also he was so busy. And I wanted to make something out of it. I don't think he realised how talented he actually was.
Yeah, okay.
But then he kind of was like, oh, mate, it's too much for me. And then had another guy fill in as well, Sammy Elwin. Sammy played footy at Panthers, Redcliffe. Again, he's from Temora. So like, Max and Liam Martin territory.
Yeah.
But again, funny as. And the two of them, I was just rotating guest, like filling in. And they created some like absolute content gold. And they got to a stage where I was like, oh, it's probably a saturated market for me. I'm not really getting views anymore. Again, because I didn't really have any direction of what my podcast was about, I was kind of like, I'll probably just stop it.
Yeah, okay.
And I just sat there and I was like, this is about 2024.
But you would have grown the page to a reasonable...
Yeah, 5,000 followers.
Yeah, that's mad.
And then got Phoenix Crosland on for episode 100.
Yeah,
and I hired a studio out, got it properly filmed. Polaris Jacob, I think his name is.
Yeah. I know him, yeah.
He's doing stuff with Trell Mitt now.
Yeah, and Hudson.
He's going super well. Mocked up this real good interview with Crosland. Went all right. That was episode 100. Probably recorded a few more after that. I went, no, I've got to stop. I was like, all right, I've built this audience. Like, what do I actually want to do here? Do I want to do a podcast, or like, what am I doing? So I just kept on this post and stuff every now and then for the next 6 months. Didn't really say that like the podcast is done.
Yeah.
And then it was...
What was the page called at this?
Still What's New in the Castle. So the podcast is called What's New in the Castle. Was it the self-proclaimed greatest listen in the Hunter and along the coast? The podcast that makes your faces cringe and your ears hurt. That's how we start the podcast every week. That was the tagline.
I love it.
Yeah. Because I remember speaking to Tom and Eddie from Hello Sport.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta have like, they're the home of unqualified opinion
and unwavering
bias.
Yeah.
Eddie on the piss one day at one of the Hacker Major golf days. He's like, you got to have a tagline, and you got to be arrogant with Newcastle. It was good advice from Eddie, and he probably doesn't even he wouldn't remember this, but you got to be the Newcastle guy. So you got to just speak how good they are, even if they're not playing good.
Yeah.
Just like they did with Manly. And that was good advice at the time.
Built an empire off the back of it.
Yeah. And I was like, I've got to keep on doing something here. And a couple of girls that I knew that worked for marketing companies or who offered sponsorships for brands and that, they were like, Dan, like, why don't you go down like a kind of like that influence? I call them influencers. Yeah. But like that influency type of style. Like, and I saw like Dan Gorringe was doing the green screen stuff around 2024. Green screen.
Yeah.
Started doing that. I think like the first 5 were like 2,000 or 3,000 likes.
Really?
Like, I don't know, you couldn't text shares at the time, but like 100 comments. I don't even know what the videos were, but I was just doing green screens of talking how good the Knights were. And like people were
24. Like, no, all right, 24, weren't they? What did you come 24?
The green screen.
No, what did Knights come?
The year before, that's when they went on that 10 in a row.
Yeah.
And that was probably like the first time in my
life, and Knights have been all right.
Yeah. But like, I think the page grew a little bit because the Knights were flying and the content was good, right? But then, I started doing green screen stuff. And then I was just like, do a couple of skits and stuff like that. And then I started, focus on stuff that wasn't just footy, doing like Newcastle stuff. And then, kind of just, it was like kind of like Newcastle political type of funny stuff, stuff. If it's, restaurants and food or whatever, just like a Newcastle, showing the world how good Newcastle is. And then just started like engagement started going through. I remember my first 1 million views
on a video or in a month, the 30 days.
No, 1 million. Oh, well, I remember my first video got 1 million.
Fuck.
But then the month after,
what video was it?
It was Tim Pusey, who was a dart player. His nickname was the Magnet.
Yeah.
but you look at his name, Pusey.
Pussy.
His nickname's the Magnet. I'll let the audience. The Pussy Magnet.
Yeah, the Pussy Magnet.
Which, derogatory to, not funny, but hilarious. 1 million views. Like, it was funny. And that was my first million view. But then, I think it was because that video got a 1 million, I was getting about 500,000 a month. So it went up to 1.5 million. I went, holy crap. What's going on here? And then kept on being more consistent with it, doing more videos, just posting and started posting every day. And then next thing I'm like, 2 million, 2.4 million, 3 million. And then the other day I was like 4.5 or 5 in 30 days.
It's wild.
And I was just like, this is all in like a 12-month, 18-month period. And I'm just like, I'm so glad that I just didn't just
give it up.
It up. I grinded for a podcast for 3.5 to 4 years, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I was kind of just doing it. And people were probably looking at me going, what is this guy doing?
Yeah.
But I stayed consistent with it, found what I was good at,
and
what I was good at again.
Yeah.
What worked? That makes me feel makes me feel such a wanker saying that.
I
found what worked well for me.
Yeah.
And my page and my content. Started doing that, and that's when follower count went up, views are going up, a lot more interactions with people, and this worked really well.
That's so good, and there's a lot of lessons from that too. Like, 1, the consistency piece you spoke about. 2, the discipline. 3, being open to evolving. So evolving and not just going, no, I'm a podcaster, or no, I'm doing this, and finding, what sort of your niche is and what sort of works, which is to credit to you. How did the running piece start?
The Chasing Every Point series.
Yeah, when was that?
That was end of 2024, probably the last 6 or 7 games.
Yeah.
6, 7. Sorry.
Yeah, I love it.
Had to do that.
Michael Chemis did that in that seat.
Did he?
Yeah.
Chamis, get me to Papua New Guinea. That'd be great.
Get us both there.
I actually I did a post the other week. Newcastle Knights content creator linked to Papua New Guinea Chiefs, and I put the Newcastle Herald over the top of it. Went really well. Even my girlfriend was like, "Why are you going to Papua New Guinea?" I'm not. It's a joke. It's a joke. She's Irish. She's got no idea about rugby league. It's funny.
Best.
Yeah. But people even brother's business partner, he's ringing me up, going, "Mate, you're going to Papua New Guinea?" I'm like, maybe I've taken this a little bit too far.
No, that's great.
No, the running thing, that was one video probably where it was the turning point for me.
Yeah.
In saying that, I'll go back a couple of years before that.
Sorry, we'll just explain what it is. Essentially, Neil, every game that the Knights play, how many points they lose by, you run that many kilometres.
Yeah. So if the Knights lose by 20 points, I'll run 20 kilometres that week, right?
Oh, in a week, it's not one go.
Sometimes it's one go. If it's under about 15 Ks, I'll do it in one go.
Yeah.
I'll explain later on why I keep it to that. Interesting story about that. But I'll go just back a little bit. When I was first doing the podcast and posting and stuff, I was I listened to the one with Tom Yeager that you had on. And he said the same thing. So Roasty, the NRL roast. Dean, you know Roasty?
Yeah, I had him. He was episode 5, I reckon.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Mate, absolute legend.
Yeah,
champion.
Best. Absolute champion.
This is 4 years ago. We were only doing the podcast for 12 months. There was a story we had on the podcast. Campbell said, me co-host, about he was walking home, pissing down rain, and he was knocking on the door, and he needed a lift home, and it was 1 a.m. and they opened the door, and it was Connor Watson. And Connor Watson's wigging out, going, "Whoa, sorry, what do you want? This isn't Connor Watson." He's like, "Mate, can you drive me to Merriweather?"
I'll pause you there. I lived with Connor for 2 years.
Did you?
Yeah, no, Connor's one of my best mates.
Is it? Yeah, mate. Yeah. So there you go. My mate didn't know it was Connor Watson's car. He's knocking the door, and Connor Watson's like, "Oh yeah, mate, I'll drive you home." Just don't touch me anyway. So then we said that story in the podcast. Rosie, we posted it on Instagram, just like the audio. Rosie clipped it up and then posted it on his page, and I'm going, "This is the NRL roast." Plus, he's just followed us. I'm going, holy shit, this is massive. I'm calling up my mum, my dad, my brother, going, "Mate, we've made it. This is the break we've been looking for." And it was it got really good engagement. We got a lot of followers and that at the time. And I'm like, Rosie was probably the main one at the time, where it was just he was such.
He still is. Yeah.
He's the man. He's such a good bloke.
Yeah, he's the best.
Just did Magic Round, took me into the Bundaberg thing with him. Mate, he's a legend.
Yeah, well, even when I first started this, I'd met him where did I meet him? I played a Hacker Major with him, actually.
There
I
you
was,
go.
I was in the levels team,
Yeah.
and they played in our group with us. And
Yeah.
just met him that day,
He's a
chatted.
champion.
And then when I sort of messaged him, telling him... No, so he messaged me like after or whatever. And then when I was starting the podcast, I literally just floated the idea by him. He goes, yeah, absolutely. Like, whenever you want me to jump on, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, okay.
Mate, he's such a legend, and you know, any video I've wanted to collab with him, he's just
same.
like bang.
Well, he like... Actually, no, I won't say that. But essentially, like, he's very generous in terms of collabs and stuff as well.
He's unreal.
But
He's
yeah.
unreal. And if you're just doing the right thing and treating the whole, they call it the game, treating the game with respect, he'll look after it. And not like he's the godfather of rugby league, but he kind of is.
He's the OG.
Yeah, he is. And with the running thing, so chasing every point, it's running 1 kilometre for every point the Knights get beat by.
Yeah.
I remember he saw it, he was like commenting on it and like gave
Where'd
good
you come up
engagement.
with that from?
So I'm with when I was at that time when I just started doing the videos and that, I was like, you had all these people doing like all these random challenges, like I was doing this every day until Mr. Beast gives me $1 million or whatever. So something random like that.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed to even know who Mr. Beast is. Mr. Beast, you should reach out to me, but that'd be great.
Yeah, we'll do a collaboration. All three of us.
But like I was just like, what can I do? I was just started running at the time and loved that sort of fitness, and I was like, how can I implement that somehow? I was like, maybe I do run a kilometre. I was just like, depending on the score this weekend, we're versing the Panthers. I said if it's more than 25 Ks or something, I'm like, I won't do it. But it was like, I think Panthers beat us by 8 points. So I went out, recorded it, and it was like went pretty well. Like the video, good, great engagement.
Yeah,
and then Rosie coming on it going like, Hectic Fred coming on it going like, you're going to be like the fittest man in rugby league in a couple of weeks' time. And then Rosie was just like, I hope the Tigers put like 50 on you next week. I think they beat us. We beat them, and I did something. But then the rest of the year it was like a couple of small little. It was like a 1 point loss to the Sharks around at 1K. But then the following year, which was 2025 last year, I made it started doing it. We got the spoon right.
Yeah.
And that last 6 weeks was a 34-point loss, a 34-point loss, a 36-point loss, a 26, and then we versed Eels and it was like a 56 or 58-point loss. After the third 36-kilometre week, I ended up in hospital because I wasn't putting salts back into my body.
Yeah.
So I was splitting up those 36. I might have done like a 15K and then like another 15K and then like a 6. But I just had to because my body was so sore. I was in so much pain, and I just had to do that. And then my kidney one day, I was like, I feel so sick. And then like my body just shut down. I had to go to emergency hospital, and they're like, mate, you've lost all this salt, and like your salt's just been out of your body. Like, what do you do? What have you been doing different lately? I'm like, I've been running a lot. They're like, explain it to them. They're like, we don't even want to laugh at you right now. Like, you don't understand serious how bad this could have been. So the Knights, my rugby league side that I love, put me in hospital.
Killed you.
Put me in hospital. Mate, it was insane. And I look at it now and go, mate, it was ridiculous. And that's why this year I'm like, I was like, I'll challenge someone each week. Each week I'm like a content creator or a player from that club. You know, for an example.
So the Dogs, Hectic Fred did an 800-metre Telstra walk.
Yeah, because he can't run with his knee. But Winston did the run.
Yeah.
You know, Josh Mansell did for the Panthers. SC Playbook, Timmy Williams for the Canberra Raiders.
Yeah. I've got your grand final.
Justin Hurrow did for Justin Hurrow did the Manly game with Ella. So everyone's getting behind it. Matty the Waterboy for Rabbits. Like it's been sick. And that's why I've like really been loving it. Yeah. Mate, you need to do the next one.
Yeah, grand final day.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, I love it. So at what point, like, that's a cracking story as well. I love that as well. And there's also more lessons with that in terms of, you know, finding, as we sort of spoke about, finding that niche, doubling down on it and really, and then also evolving it again this year, as you sort of spoke about. Did, I don't know what you can say here, but were the boys, they would have been seeing the content. Are they messaging you laughing?
Like my mates?
Yeah, nah, the players.
can I say it? I shouldn't say it.
No, don't say the Mad Monday story.
Nah, I won't say that. No. If I say, okay, put it this way, they're very supportive behind it. Yeah, I won't say the story because no, I can't say it.
Yeah, I know what it is. I know what it is. All good. All good.
I'd tell you what, any of my audience is the brickies. If they want to come to me, they can ask me in person. I might tell them.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Was there a moment, like I know you sort of mentioned the roasty bit, but was there a moment like where you were kind of like a big break, or was there like a first brand deal you sort of did that you were like, oh yeah, there is some legs in this?
Oh, I don't know. It's because all the years I've been doing this, like I've had like, when you question yourself if you want to do it and that, right? You always like, oh yeah. You can't do it thinking that you're going to get all these brand deals or anything like that. You got to do it because you love doing it.
Yeah.
And like all my content's based off like old school NRL footy show vibes, right?
Yeah.
Like that's all my comedy
Yeah,
is. Like
yeah.
we know the DVDs off the back of my head. Like, yeah.
Yeah, we used to watch them all the time too.
And I'm like, well, that's kind of what I'm doing. And then a lot of my mates, like, I was kind of curating content to suit them.
Yeah.
And their validation. Which was so like now knowing like lessons, I can know that like stop creating content for your mates. Like if they're going to engage with it, they'll engage with it. They don't want to engage with it. They've got their own lives and their own issues to worry about, right? And some of them are really, really supportive, and others, I'm not saying that they aren't supportive, but they don't have to do it if they're got other stuff they're consumed by, right? And I was like, right, I'll start curating it for my audience, and that's kind of when I started getting a bit of, brands reaching out. I think a good lesson was like not just to say yes because a brand's reached out to me.
Yep.
And I've really learnt that over the years. I think the biggest one was the Newcastle Jets Football Club.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not like a massive football or soccer guy, but they reached out to me and they were like, hey, like,
you got a community.
Newcastle, can we have a chat? Met up with them, made champions, and just started doing some work with them. And that was kind of pretty big because like that was my first like sporting franchise or like a major brand coming out. You can call them a brand, even though they're a sporting franchise. Like they come to me going, we want to work with you. And I'm going like, well, obviously I'm doing something right if they've come up to me. And then
absolutely
started doing like hosting corporate boxes for them and then my listeners or my audience. And then, they're paying you to do that or whatever, or hosting them. I'm like, oh, that was kind of like, oh, I'm actually could make something out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then probably
talk me through the imposter syndrome around that. You mentioned it earlier, but like surely when you're doing that, you're thinking like normally a NRL player's doing this or something.
Mate, I think for me, with my mates, I've always been a bit cocky and a bit like trying to be a bit of a show pony. And, like talking about myself and just being a bit of an idiot. And like I know they really get annoyed by me, but I think because I put on a show in front of them, when it actually comes to reality, I'm just like, you actually are a nobody. And when they trying to humble you back down, like, I'm just kind of probably just doing it to put on a front, trying to be funny, right? I'm always trying to be the cool guy. But I'm like, I remember being at the Jack, which is a golf day with Clint Newton. So I got invited to that last year. And I'm sitting there with like, Cuts and Dust and bloody brilliant beers, NRL roast, Dean, Nathan, Rugby League guru, Timmy Williams. And like, I just felt like awkward. I feel like I shouldn't be here. And they're just going, what are you talking about, mate? Like you've been doing this for years, like blah, blah, blah. And even just like at Magic Round last weekend, I got paid to go up there with one of the sponsors, one of the brands I'm working with. And like, that was like,
you can talk about.
Yeah, well, it was like one of my whole things was like, if I ever get sent to Magic Round paid for, like it'd be awesome. And then to actually get that the other week, I was like, nearly brought a tear to my eye, and I was like, this is awesome, right? But I'm like sitting up there with the boys doing content with them, and then Cluts and Dust from Bloody Brilliant Beers, they're like, oh mate, we want to record this like series they do walking down Caxton Street. We take someone down and we film it and kind of like drop it on YouTube like a podcast, but we're walking down the street, middle of Magic Round. Well, what do you want me to like? They're like, shut up, just put the microphone on. Like, I just feel so like I shouldn't be there, but I am there in a way. And like, again, it's because I'm like, I put on this front cocky around my mates, but like when it actually comes to reality, I don't feel like I'm
worthy.
anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when you asked me to come on the podcast, but I feel like I was like, you're only asking me because I've sent you a message to say like, well done and stuff. You know what I mean? But I just
Absolutely
feel,
not,
and
yeah.
it's weird. I'm getting like attention now. I'm getting like, yeah, if it's people want me on the podcast or want to work with me and stuff, I'm so just getting used to it because I've been grinding for years, not earning $1, doing it just for fun and not having any idea what I was doing. But now it's kind of like, oh, it's actually, starting to get serious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, crap, I've got to kind of switch on here because otherwise, I'm either going to, I don't know.
Explain switch on. Does that mean get more like structured and planned with your
100%.
content or
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Structured, like communicating with like brand deals. Like, like I said, my messages when I first started out was so professional, but like learning now that like, so, my nickname's Nilsson. Nilson's a character at the end of the day. Like when I'm doing this, like that is me. And I love the all footy show content. I love rugby league content. I love all that, but like, that's not actually really me. Like when I'm at home with my mates and my family and me girlfriend I've been with since the start of this year, like they know like the real me.
Yeah.
But like the Nilsson thing's like, it's like a character. So it's learning about when to stay being that content guy.
Be Nilsson or be Dan.
Nilsson or be Dan. And like just knowing like time and a place. And I've got my career, which I like my other career, which I don't really like talking about with my content side of things.
Yeah.
But like, that's like, I've got to be switched on with that side of my life as well. And they're so completely end of the spectrums of the, like where I'm working was my normal occupation compared to what this is.
Yeah.
And just knowing when time and a place is to act like this in this environment and then act like this in another. And you've got to be very careful that things don't intertwine with each other.
Are they are they pretty supportive with the content piece?
Oh,
like are they, or do they look at you and go like, how?
I don't really like
person?
to be honest. I don't really like talking about it because I don't know. I also don't know the answer.
Okay.
I think yes. I'd just say yes, but I just don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm actually sure with that one.
Yeah,
but like
good.
again, like.
Well, do you think like are your mates at work and stuff? Are they kind of?
They're
like,
awesome.
But are they kind of like that's not like because you were saying there's Dan and there's Nilsson. You obviously did Dan at work, and then when they're watching your content, they're going like, "What the?"
It just depends because like. They see different sides of you, right? Like, everyone who's watching me on a screen, they see the cocky Novocastrian bloke that's saying how good the Newcastle Knights is and how good Newcastle is, and I'm just being an absolute goose. But then, like, my family see a version of me that no one else sees. My partner sees a completely different version of what my mates don't even see. And then, like me and my mates open up and stuff, and not saying like I got a mad sob story or anything like that, but like, a lot of people, everyone's got their own stuff they're dealing with, right?
Absolutely.
And it's just learning about, with myself, am I Nilsson in this side of things when talking to someone for a potential sponsor? Like I didn't know how to negotiate or, or how to say no. Like it's okay to say no if someone's asked you, can you do this, right?
Yeah.
And I wrap my head around that. And I get a couple of, guys messaging me going, hey, a couple of boys in Newcastle. I don't know if they would want me to mention their names, but they do like skits and etc. And they message me, and this is why I won't say their name because I don't want to embarrass them if they might be embarrassed or anything. But they're like, "Oh, Neil, so how do you negotiate with this? We've come to this brand. They've offered me this. Like, what do I do?" Again, imposter syndrome. I'm like, mate, I'm only just working this out myself, but like this is what I would kind of do. And they're like, oh, mate, thanks heaps. Like it's actually come to fruition. Like it's working.
Yeah.
And like I felt good. I felt like I helped them out in a way, but I'm also like, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
That's where that imposter syndrome comes from.
Yeah, got you.
Again, I'm learning every day with it, and the more like the page is growing, the more I'm like, righto, it's time to switch on. Time to lock in, and if I want to make something out of it, like it potentially could.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, like, overarching, I don't know what you'll say here because of your career as well, but like what would be long-term goals for it?
Long-term goals, I just want to keep my audience happy. Like my followers, or call them the brickies,
Yeah, I get a message in the brickies. I'm in the chat.
Yeah, you're in
I
the
get it
mate.
everywhere.
They are absolute champions. I don't even I don't know them.
Yeah.
But like they're the reason why I'm getting opportunities today.
Yeah,
like I get
100%.
goosebumps even thinking about it. I don't have any. They don't.
Why are they the brickies?
Adam O'Brien, when he coached the Knights, he was a bricklayer by trade before he was a coach.
Okay.
And then the year that he come to the club, Adam O'Brien started signing all these players. Adam Elliott, Tyson Gamble, Jackson Hastings.
Yeah.
They all look like they could be brickies labourers on the job site. So they just still call them the Newcastle bricklayers, the brickies. And it just stuck. I think a few of the players got behind it.
Yeah.
And then, it stuck on from that. Then Holbrook call him Whole Brick. The whole brick and nothing but the brick. It's the audience. The brickies are stuck, and then the audience just love it. So, yeah,
So good.
But
Well,
mate,
that goes back without even probably you might have done it intentionally, but to what Hello Sports said to you, right? That like tagline and finding something that sort of works and like
Again,
you probably didn't even realize you did that.
I
But
wanted to call it the brickies, trying to make it stick, and like even like some people associated with up in Newcastle, some mates at the time, they're just like, well, this is lame. They're all like, what are you doing? And like, yeah, they find a lot of it cringe. I could have easily fell into a trap and listened to the boys, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't. I stuck to I'm just gonna make this work. And then if I fail, I fail, right? Like I'm just gonna do it. Consistency pays off, mate, because it seriously does. I could have just listened to people but I've got an audience there. I'll listen to my audience, and if they're liking it, they're getting around it. I'm gonna keep on doing that, right?
100%.
So I think the long term goal would be, I just want to keep my followers engaged and keep it not make them proud, but I'm proud of myself because I've got that audience there. I feel like it's like a family.
100%. But even like, mate, you're pretty close to being like massive when you think about it. Like, what are you at, like 25-ish?
Mate, yeah, 20. It's over 20.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like 1,000 followers on Instagram. But like, think about it, if you double that, which your follower account would be growing faster now than it ever has. Like, say in 12 months' time, you're at 50K. Like, you can do what you can do, the things you can do and build off the back of a 50K audience.
It's scary. Like, again, that imposter syndrome, I didn't think about that because, it is scary because, even like, I've got my work and I love that work and I've always, it's my dream career and I keep that private in a way. But I'm like, people go, oh, you could do this full time. Like my brother said to me, he goes, mate, you could if you wanted to. And like, realistically, if I wanted to tomorrow, could I do it? Like, yes. But I get stuck in that. And everyone does, like should I or should I not? But because I love my career so much, like I got no reason to.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I love my career.
Yeah.
And I love my life. I don't need to take that step. But these opportunities are coming up. Like, again, I'm learning. And maybe one day I might go, well, let's do it. Let's have a crack. I know it's like Hectic Fred's doing it full time.
Today's his last day of work, so congratulations.
Yeah, shout out to you. Yeah. Big Hectic. You got Random Stats guy's been doing it by himself a couple of years. Mate, you got, Donnie, who was up in Queensland with, he's on radio. But, all these boys are doing all such good things. And it's kind of scary thinking about it.
What about, do you think, like, is there anything you reckon you learnt from sport that you implement now in the content game?
I reckon playing sport, I'm very, very well at taking criticism.
Okay.
So I had an older brother.
Yeah.
And me and my older brother, like, we weren't the best growing up, but we lived in the same house. Not like we hated each other, but like we just didn't talk. Like
really?
Like we'd be in the house, but if we talked, it was an argument, right?
Yeah, okay.
And we'd bash the shit out. He'd bash the crap out of me, like yes, brothers do. And so what was he talking about?
Essentially, what lessons you learned from sport?
So with me brother, that's there you go. It's getting head knocks there from me brother. Punch his young bloke. I forget what I'm talking about. He was always like such my biggest critic. Anything I did, like, that was lame or whatever. But he's just tough me out, which I know is not the right way to do, but it taught me a lot. And then playing sport, coaches always used to yell at me because I might have been lazy on the field, and I'd come in the shed and they'd call me out in front of everyone, going like, you're being a fat piece of shit. Why are you being lazy? A defender here. You're meant to be. Why are you squaring your feet up? Like you're going flat-footed here. You're meant to be moving all the time. Like what are you doing? And then like I used to, when I was playing first grade, I'd get dropped to reserve grade, and then the next week I'd be brought back up to first grade. back to reserve grade, mate. I was dropped more times than a cricket ball. But like, I was so used to it. I was just used to be able to take criticism well.
Okay.
So now, like if it's a hate comment or anything like that, or
Just,
you know,
it is what it is.
or someone's going, mate, you know, coming for me, or someone in the messages, I'm just easy at taking criticism. And
Yeah.
if someone tells me this, hey mate, we think you should do this, you know, if it's like Guru's pulled me aside for a conversation at Magic Round, going, mate, you could do this full time. I reckon you could do this. Or it's, you know, Tom and Eddie, even though Eddie was blind off his head, give me advice. Like I can take that.
Yeah.
If that
Love
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah,
I think that's a
absolutely.
good lesson. So I think people can't be like, you can't be hurt if someone's giving you a bit of advice. Hey, even if it's someone that you don't respect or you don't like, just
It is
cop
what
it,
it
just
is.
put it to the side.
Yeah,
Don't
learn
burn that
from it.
bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, got ya. Do you think like, and it was funny we're talking about criticism, but do you know who Paul Carriage is?
Is he the Bulldogs player?
No, he played for Para.
Yeah, but
And he
against the Bulldogs game, he had an absolute shocker.
Yeah.
Ran the
It's
ball
like
out
match
like,
fixing, yeah.
yeah. Was it match fixing?
No, it looked like it.
Yeah,
But have you
yeah.
ever had a Paul Carriage moment in content?
Oh, in content or sport?
Or both?
Sport my whole career.
Yeah.
Actually, well, I've played in 11 grand finals and I've lost all of them.
No.
It's kind of similar.
Fuck.
Yeah. 5 rugby league grand finals I've played in and I've lost all of them.
No.
What
What are the other 6?
They were just like cricket and
Yeah, okay.
yeah, like very low level.
Yeah.
Touch footy grand finals and that. The grand final that we won the Tui's Cup in 2016, the Newcastle competition,
Yeah.
which is pretty big. Like it's a big competition up there.
Yeah.
I got dropped like 2 or 3 games before the grand
Oh,
final.
no.
Yeah, I know. I was only 20-year-old, but you know, still at the ring. I'll still say I won it. Even
Yeah,
though I never took
yeah,
it in the
that
field.
counts,
Got
that
to
counts.
warm up, and then I was like 18th or 19th man or something. So
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. No,
That's probably
fair.
that. Content
What,
wise,
yeah, in content, have you had any stinkers where you posted something and it just didn't hit? It just, or
oh yeah, like all the time. Like I post videos and then I don't even know. Sometimes they used to get like 30 or 40 likes or something like that. Like there's sometimes you'd miss. I don't know. I couldn't think of like one example. But you'd spend like 4 hours making this reel back when I was on the podcast. Going, this is content gold. This is gonna slap.
nothing.
10 likes, nothing. Like 1 share, and it's me sending it to mum. Going, mum, do you like this? But like, and then I'd go on the green screen and be like, Dominic Young, how good is he? The Englishman, he's coming home, and be like, 10K likes. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, this is just making no sense. So like, yeah, not really like anything like too familiar, like as in a Paul Carriage moment. Probably the grand final ones.
Yeah, okay, that's cracker. Love it. Mate, what about like, you mentioned implementing like that running piece into training into your content. Is that something you'll look to do going forward in other ways as well? Like, or do you find, because obviously there's a lot of ways that sort of helps you, right? There's the mental piece, there's your fitness, there's everything, there's all these other aspects why people train. And then you've made a way of sort of keeping yourself accountable because your audience, the brickies, are going to keep you accountable and doing the running. And, you know, if the Knights lose by 50, they're going to be hounding you in the comments to where you lose
100%.
50K.
And they check the Strava. They check the Strava.
That's funny,
They check the Strava. They do.
That's gold. Yeah. But then you've also like, so it's kept you accountable, but you know, is there the ways that can evolve too?
Yeah, I think like I enjoy looking after myself now. When I retired from footy, I put on a bit of weight. I think I got up to like 140 something.
Fuck.
Yeah, I used to play at about 120.
Yeah.
So I was top heavy. Well, I wasn't overweight. And then, I got pretty big. And then I kind of, just mentally wasn't in the right place. Still doing the podcast and stuff. And then just changed my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Not to get in a mad sob story or anything like that. But I just changed my lifestyle and some habits. And then I've lost like 35, nearly 40 kilos now just from running.
Yeah, wow.
So like, and not just running, like change diet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's a massive, I do like keeping healthy in that. And again, I can implement to me content where I'm like, I think of ways. That's the thing. I think the thing with me and my advice to people, you got to think of ways of how you can be different to everybody. Yes, collaborations are great and I'll always collab and want to network and stuff, but you've always got to realize that you're your own business in a way where you got to think of your content and go, how can I be different?
Yeah.
So I'm like, the running thing, boom. But now, like, heaps of people doing the running thing now. I see heaps of pages doing it all the time. Yeah, and like again, I know. I don't know if Dean Gorringe was doing it as well. I think he was doing the AFL one, but at the same time, I think it was very similar. I'm not saying him, but I'm just talking about other creators have done it out there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's great. But it would have been good if like, you know, they even message you, but hey, mate, I want to do this. I'd be like, 100%, go and do it. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But then you see there's a lot of creators out there where just someone's working it, so they'll just copy them.
Yeah, I agree.
Like word for word. I'm just kind of like, oh, like this is where you got to be different.
100%. I agree.
And that's where I'm like, I would like to increase, like, you know, when it's not footy season, I still try and get me running and that involved. I don't know if that's maybe getting like, you know, some sports merchandise with like the brickies or the logo or something on some like running shirts or some running hats, and just try and encourage people to get after it or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
But maybe something like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
nice.
I'm always thinking of how it can be a little bit different and implement ways. But I don't want to reveal all my secrets. Mate, you might copy off
absolutely.
me.
Nah. Mate, I definitely won't be doing the running. Oh, grand final day though. You're on.
Yes.
Mate, very grateful for this. I've loved picking your brain. 3 quick questions.
Yes.
And we'll get you out of here. 16-year-old Nilsson walks through the door. What are you telling him?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're gonna make a rep team in the next 2 years.
Yeah, mate. I mean, mate, you're gonna make your first rep team in the first few years. You're gonna think you're the biggest legend. I'll tell you right now, you're not a legend, all right? No, 16-year-old me, I'd be like, enjoy the next 10 years, because like just like everyone goes through their own roller coaster, but like you are going to go through an absolute ride, like
Nice.
mentally, physically, you know. Getting your dream career, but doing a career you absolutely hated with the carpenter at the start, and then getting to the dream career, and then doing content, and then, you know, meeting people, networking, and then going through some dark times and going through whatever. Like, just, mate, enjoy the roller coaster, because, like, it's going to work out. And not saying like it's still okay to have bad days and that now, but like, mate, like, you just enjoy that ride.
Mate, love it. What's
My old boy used to say, when he used to coach me brother's side and under 12s and that, he used to say, get on the bus, kids, and enjoy the ride. That's probably a good one. Yeah.
Love it. This one's a bit more of a change of pace to that one, but what's your go-to cheat meal?
Especially being a big boy, I know me cheat meals. They're like, I wouldn't say Guzman's a cheat meal. Guzman's like a healthy takeaway for me, so I won't say Guzman. I love me Guzzy.
Yeah.
But maybe like if I went real piggy, either like a extra large meat deluxe from Crust.
Yeah.
Or
surely there's something in the Brickies area that's a bit niche.
Surely
you got something.
But like
for
a Zinger Stacker box from KFC.
Yeah, but that you can get that anywhere. Surely you got something for me.
Like a niche restaurant.
Little favourite in Newcastle.
Stick to me big franchises.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I love Yochi.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Me and me missus love Yochi. Oh, sorry, me missus doesn't love that. I love Yochi. I'll put my hand up. I love Yochi.
Shout out, Coogee Yochi.
Yeah. I'll probably go get like a extra large meat deluxe and crust, and then me and my mate will go to Yochi after.
Love it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like that's probably, I'd stick to like the big franchises if I'm going to go get takeaway.
Big business.
Yeah, big business guy.
Big corporate Nilsson.
Yeah.
All right, and last question: dead or alive? Your dream golf foursome, and you can't pick me because I'm carrying the bags.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I just want to go like this stereotypical and just go like Fletch and Hindy and Matty Johns. You know what I mean? Like the three of them.
That doesn't even get a bait.
Who's that, Joey?
The eighth.
Oh, mate, Joey. I've seen Joey at too many luncheons. He's, no, I love Joey. Joey, when Joey followed me on Instagram, best day ever.
Oh.
It was awesome. That was like, that's my content's peaked here. Like, how's it get better? Yeah, Matty, Fletch and Hindy would be a good one. God, maybe.
That's achievable though.
No, not for me. No, I don't see it happening for me. No way in the world. But like, maybe, I don't know. Like, someone inspirational. Maybe like a.
People have given some American sports people.
Yeah, I'm not really into me American sports or anything of the sort.
Is it just rugby league?
Well, just the footy show was such like a big part of my life. Like
Fatty
would be great. Sterlo.
I think Matty's the peak of the footy show.
I think Matty, but him as Reg.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
love
then,
it.
yeah, Fletch and Hindy, because it would be hilarious.
The
I think.
best.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. It's definitely some inspirational ones I'd want to tap into. Hugh Van Colenberg, I don't know if you know him.
No.
He's a bloke from Melbourne. Huey runs a program called the Resilience Project.
Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah.
Gratitude, empathy, and mindfulness.
Yeah.
You talk about, like, I'm not a massive reader, but I got recommended this book by my mate, Jake, who's one of my best mates. He's a school teacher and he recommended it to me. And it was like, at that time, real resonated with me in my life. So I would like I'd probably get him there as well, just to talk about, what he does. And he's done a lot of work with rugby league clubs and that. So that's probably a good one. Hugh Van Colenberg.
Mate, love it.
Yeah, Matty is Reg, and then, Fletch.
Mate, love it.
Yeah, it's good.
Unreal. Guys, mate, this has been great. Dan Nilsson, everybody watching you in the castle. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, bro. Much appreciated. Legend. Thanks for having me.